The conflict between India and Pakistan continues to escalate. Both sides release various information. International feedback suggests India has become a global laughingstock. Advanced fighters like Rafale and Su-30 were shot down. Indian media reported numerous achievements, but mainstream international media did not acknowledge them. This does not stop Indian netizens from claiming victory online. Amid global mockery, they remain convinced of their triumph. They flooded my comment section, mocking that Indian missiles struck Pakistan, rendering China-made air defense systems useless. As far as I know, even Israel, a small country densely packed with air defense weapons, cannot effectively intercept Hamas rockets, let alone missiles. This is basic military knowledge. Since India set the precedent of missile strikes on cities, Pakistan has not stayed idle. In Pakistan's counterattack, an Indian government official was killed. Unlike India's unverified boasts, the death of this official was confirmed by Indian authorities. After all, the person is gone, and denial is impossible. In contrast, India's attacks caused civilian casualties but provided no credible results. India repeatedly crossed moral boundaries in this conflict, cutting off Pakistan's water supply, attacking Pakistan's dams, and bombing civilians. We will remember everything India has done today, along with the Indian people's jubilation. In the future, China will repeat their actions. Then, you accomplices should not beg for mercy. Do not forget, China is upstream of India and can cut off many rivers supplying India. China is building a hydropower station in Medog with several times the capacity of the Three Gorges Dam, capable of blocking water flow upon completion. China had no intention of using this to threaten India. Since Indians started weaponizing water resources, China will ensure India experiences water shortages in the dry season and flood peaks in the rainy season. All Indians shouting on social media today will witness the tragedy. You dug your own graves. Prepare tombstones in advance, inscribed with self-inflicted doom as your epitaph. Since India dares not continue air combat with Pakistan, it seeks to deplete Pakistan with missiles and drones, striking cities and endangering civilians. China must not stand by. The Chinese government should immediately decide to provide Pakistan with large quantities of drones, missiles, and air defense systems. A Chinese saying goes, "Raise an army for 1,000 days to use it in a moment." Now is when Pakistan needs China most, and when the Chinese military should show the nation its achievements. If not now, when will we teach India a lesson? Appeasement has no future. Failing to stop India and Pakistan means preparing to lose Tibet and Xinjiang, turning Chengdu and Xi'an into border cities. If we dare not fight India, how can we talk about confronting the U.S. military or reclaiming Taiwan? My suggestion is simple. Increase troops on both eastern and western China-India borders to pressure India. Deploy electronic warfare aircraft and early warning planes to patrol the China-India border, suppressing and disrupting Indian communications. Arm Pakistan with sufficient drones, missiles, self-propelled artillery, and ammunition, enabling Pakistan to strike the aggressor freely. With the bravery of Pakistani soldiers, they will fully utilize the superior performance of Chinese weapons, opening international markets for Chinese arms, unlike India, which tarnishes France's military reputation. Pakistan is not only China's friend, but also the throat connecting China to the Middle East, a strategic location as critical as Taiwan. China cannot afford to lose it. At this critical historical moment, China and Pakistan should be candid, clearly stating core interests and reaching a deep cooperation model benefiting both nations. We must provide Pakistan with sufficient support to resolutely strike India, the persistent threat to South Asian peace. If Pakistan makes smooth progress, force India to cease hostilities on terms favorable to China and Pakistan. Otherwise, keep depleting India. If India dares launch a full-scale war against Pakistan, China should deploy troops from both eastern and western borders, waging all-out war on India, dividing it into more than 5 countries, liberating Muslims and other ethnic groups oppressed by Hindus, and reclaiming South Tibet. I always advocate peace and oppose war. However, the historical tragedy of appeasement forces us to heighten vigilance against fascism. Modi, a butcher sanctioned by the U.S. government, has a record of racial oppression and is a typical warmonger. Yielding to such a person fuels his arrogance. Chinese people should not constantly preach peace. China's decades of peace were won by our ancestors on battlefields against Japan, the U.S., the Soviet Union, and other strong enemies. Without strong military power, seeking temporary safety will lead to poisoning by fascist nations. China must clearly state its stance and increase aid to Pakistan. It is time to test whether Modi's so-called Bharat Empire is truly powerful or just a paper tiger. We shall see. Pakistani brothers, do not worry. Boldly teach the Indian aggressors a lesson. You only need to remember one thing. China cannot bear the consequences of Pakistan's defeat. Understanding this, you need not fear defeat by India. Before China intervenes, achieve brilliant results. Let Chinese netizens keep pressuring the government to provide more and better weapons. If you can deplete large numbers of Indian troops, leave the rest to China. We will surely eradicate this Asian tumor completely.